What's going on, guys? I'm Bill and welcome to Bill's How To. Today I'm going to show you guys just how easy it is to clean out the Wagner 150 Control Pro. Let's get straight into it, guys. Let's do this. Alright guys, so the worst part of painting is obviously cleaning out your equipment. Now we've got here the 150 Pro and this one here isn't too bad to clean. So I'm going to show you guys just how easy it is. We've got some wet, damp rags. We're going to reduce the amount of cleaning that needs to be done. So I'll just place this one here on the side. We've got my paint bucket that I'm going to return my unused paint back into. And you can see that my handle is wrapped in a plastic bag. That's because I've had it stored for a few days while I'm spraying on this project here. I'm now done with this particular paint, so I'm going to clear it out. We can remove the lid, nice and clean still. We've got some excess paint which we're going to remove straight out of the hopper into our bucket. So just simply pour that one there in. Try and make sure you guys can still see. So we're just going to pour that excess material out. Use the brush and we're going to wipe down as much of that paint as possible and we can reuse it. Alright, so now we've scraped out the vast majority of that paint from the hopper itself. That's going to make things a lot easier. Rather than trying to pour water directly into the hopper and trying to flush it all out, it's just going to basically dilute the paint that's on top, and that's going to take a very long time. So what we can do instead, we're going to take our wet rags now and we're just going to actually wipe out the hopper straight away. Now the reason why it's wet, it helps remove anything that might be stuck to the side, and you can just continuously wash it out until everything's completely clean inside the hopper itself. So you can see that the vast majority of it's coming out simply by wiping it, and it's looking almost like brand new. Now what we're going to do as well is we're going to remove this filter because there's also a little bit more paint stored underneath there. Doesn't have to be 100% just yet. So we've got here our filter. We can drop that in a bucket and clean that one there separately. You can see there's a little bit of paint still on the bottom. Once again, we can take our brush and just reduce the amount of cleaning that needs to be done. Once again, wipe the vast majority of that out. This is going to speed up the cleaning time so much more. So at this point we can take the plastic bag off our handle, which was used to store it in. That way the paint doesn't dry. And we can remove our guard and our tip. Now we're going to clean these ones here separately, but I will also spray some water through this. I don't want to get rid of it just yet. Put that on the side. Now obviously we've still got some paint left over through the hose line, so what we're going to do is we're going to pour in a little bit of water. Making sure that it's 100% clean water. If it's not that clean, make sure you keep the filter in there. So now we've still got our unit on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cycle through whatever paint is left over in the line straight into my bucket so I can store and keep that. As soon as I start seeing water come back through, then we're going to turn over to a dirty bucket, which I've got here, and I'm just going to dispose of that one. And then we're going to spray the water and cycle it through into that bucket. So being very careful, squeeze the trigger very slowly because there will obviously still be paint in there. You don't want it to go everywhere. Hopefully you guys can see there. Okay, now we're starting to get a bit of water come through. You can see there the bubbles on top of the paint. So what I'm going to do is start cycling everything through into that bucket over there. We'll close this one here up, get it out of the way, and we can wash everything through and cycle it straight into this bucket. So now it's just clean water that's coming out. What I'm going to do is switch the motor over onto prime, and that way we're going to push through whatever paint is left over in our priming return valve here back into the bucket as well. So we'll just make sure that we've got a bit more water in there. Switch it over on prime. So we're going to get rid of this dirty water. And you can see there the hose is now nice and clean. Once again, put it on prime. Pull that water out. We're going to do this one more time. Put it on prime once again. Pour that water out. And now it's spotless on the inside, so we'll fill it up a little bit more water. What we're going to do now is just put on our guard and our tip, and we're going to spray in both directions. So both in our normal spray direction, then we're going to turn it around and we're going to spray it in that direction as well, just to make sure everything's as clean as possible. Being very careful because it will spray. Turn it over, and now we've just got clean water, and our tip is nice and clean there. So we're just going to open this one here back up, put it in a bucket of clean water, let it soak in for a while, and then manually clean that by hand. Make sure we've got rid of as much as possible from the paint that's on the guard. So switch off the unit, release any pressure. We can then take off our handle, take out our filter, and make sure you clean that filter out as well. Once you've got the filter clean, you can either put it back where it was, or you can store it separately. We're going to put our handle back on. Once we've got the filter nice and clean, we can then return it back in its place. Our tip and our guard are also nice and clean, so they can also go back in there. Everything's nice and clean. The filter is still in the housing. The hose is all got water going through it, nice clean water. If you like, you can disconnect the hose. However, I'm going to reuse it now for another project. So there you have it, guys. That's how easy it is to flush out and clean out your Wagner 150 Control Pro. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. As always, like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching Bill's How To.